I'm waiting. You're.
What up? What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Irv?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to
Always.
see you too. Well, it feels like I see you at least twice a week
I hope so.
because of
Yeah.
your live workout classes. So, for those that don't
Yeah, yeah.
know, Irv has live workout classes for the free
For the
every
free.
Thursday and Sunday. So, just talk to the people about your workout classes and introduce yourself too.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Um, no, my name is Irv. Zeus is what they call me, right? No, I'm training out of New York City. I've been training for a very long time at this point. I think we hit the 10-year mark this year. And yeah, I know.
That's big.
It is. And so I started the interview boot camp out in the city on Fifth Avenue. Fortunately you've been there a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously through, the pandemic and all these type of things, we transitioned into creating a virtual boot camp, which has been insane to say the least. I mean, so yeah, yeah,
Yes, the virtual boot camp
yeah.
is just like your regular classes. We
Right. That's
we
the
we,
crazy
we
part.
love you and then we,
Right.
we hate you a little bit.
No, that's the crazy part because it's like, you getting all these people in it, and then it's like people in Norway, people in Houston, people in Florida, yada yada yada. But it's like if you know me, like this is who he is. Like this is what we go through. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I mean, it's
No,
crazy.
it is. So, what are some of the pros you would say when it comes
It's
to your
velvet, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about your do-rag?
Yeah, it's velvet too.
It's
But yeah,
velvet.
it's right.
Velvet.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna let the cape flap, but I was like, nah, I'll be respectful. So,
So,
right.
what have been some of the pros and cons with you when it comes to quarantine and your training when you have your clients and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah. The cons, um, maybe the love for the actual interaction of being there, to be honest. That's probably the biggest con. I love being in the gym. Sitting down training clients isn't as fun, but we still get the work done. So I don't cons to training, really just the human interaction. If you know me, and
Mm-hmm.
if anybody knows me in this house, like I run a really tight ship. You know what I'm saying? It's so it's I mean it's really it's tight. So I don't really lose too much when it comes to client success or like client ability because they get it. So we don't really fail there. As far as the cons with class, obviously, the interaction again. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. The
Mm-hmm.
pros to it, um, it allows me to hone in a little bit different on everybody. The way we spend time virtually allows me to sharpen my craft
Mm.
even better. It's interesting because when you're in the gym and you have all these pieces of equipment, everything's so accessible. And then you're
Mm-hmm.
working with a client who only has like 10-pound dumbbells and 6 feet of room. You know what I'm saying? So now,
Right.
but we still got a job to do. So it allows me and it forces me to be even better in what I do and how I program, how I game plan, which I think in the long run is going to pay dividends when we get back outside.
Right. So you're still doing one-on-one training with people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much all my clients, most of my clients have all transitioned to virtual training. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Yeah.
the accountability is high, man. It's high, and now we just train virtually, and we speak all the time. Food logs are still
Oh, those
nightly.
food logs.
Right, food logs are still nightly. I still get mad the same way I get mad, and I still am happy the same way I'm happy. So life is still going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
And I
the
just
new
want to
normal.
say to you, honestly
Yeah,
speaking, because you started your virtual workouts on Sundays
yeah,
and Thursdays, legit, you've helped me get back into working out.
yeah, yeah,
Legit. Every
yeah,
Thursday, even though I'm supposed to be clocked in on Thursday because I'm a
yeah,
teacher.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Thursdays for my lunch break, where am I? On
Yeah,
your
with me,
live.
right? And
Sunday
we're
after my
trapping,
church.
right?
Exactly. We're
We're
trapping
trapping
working out.
on
And
Thursday, and then we go to service on Sunday. I mean,
exactly. And I feel
yeah,
like that's important that you're still able to still help people all across the world virtually.
yeah, yeah, man. I felt it was important to do it. I felt it was important to go to IG with it. Against um the idea of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people felt like I shouldn't. but I felt like it was needed in this climate, and it's paid off. To be honest with you, it was definitely about betting on
It
self.
has.
Yeah,
And
no, I had to
speaking of
bet on
paying
myself.
off,
Yeah,
you was on ABC.
I was,
Look,
I was.
humble brag. Talk to us about
Humble brag.
how you
I,
got in touch with
how did that
ABC
happen? Oh
and all
man.
that. Yeah, how did that happen?
Um, you know what? This funny part is when I talk about ABC, I really only talk about my kids being on ABC.
Yes,
Because I had the pictures of my two kids, and it's so
you
dope.
did.
Because they're, I'm like, yo, you guys. When I talk to my daughter, I'll be like, remember when you was on TV? Um, how did that happen? A couple weeks ago now, right? Maybe a month ago now. It's crazy because it was Sunday morning.
Hmm.
And my process before a Sunday boot camp is like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I wake up around the same time every Sunday morning. I don't like to talk to anybody. I don't want to know anybody. I I I leave my house in the mornings and then I go to my car to listen to the playlist again. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it's a whole process, I promise you. Like me and Mouse go to the playlist on Saturday and then I listen to it all Saturday and then Sunday I sit in my car and listen to it because I have to acoustically listen to it again. And then
Hmm.
I write the workouts, right? So I wake up Sunday morning at like 8 o'clock or so, getting ready to go through my process. And then my phone rings and I'm like, what the hell? Like, who's calling me? I'm like, all right. And
Who's
then I
messing up
pick
my
up
process?
exactly. That's the only thing I could think. It was like, yo, who's calling me on my process? And I was like, yo, I was like, hello, who this? And she was like, oh, this is Stacey Rollins from ABC News. And I was like, is this a joke? Like, okay.
Right.
And then no G shit. I wanted to be like, can you call me back? Because like I was
Mm.
so into my process,
Focus.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super Lakers of focus, man. And I wanted to be like, hey, can you call me back? But so it was like, Irv, like just take the call. You
This
know
is
what I'm saying?
real. It's not a
Yeah,
bill
right.
collector.
All
Talk.
right, all right. And then we get into this question. She was like, hey, I seen your article on Huffington Post, which right, I had a feature on Huffington Post like the week or 2 weeks before that, where we talked about moving through the pandemic and yada yada yada. And and it was it's funny, the article on Huffington Post happened before I even did a boot camp. I was like,
Really?
I
Hmm.
told when I did the interview for the article on Huffington Post, I was like, I'm going to start doing boot camps. Like I didn't
You were
even
manifesting it.
yeah, I didn't even do it yet. You know what I'm saying? And then so she was like, she's seeing it, and then she's been watching the classes and stuff like that, and yada yada yada. And she was like, I'm gonna talk to you about how you're moving through the pandemic and how you're working, how you're making this work out. And then we end up in this hour-long conversation, which I was on the low key
Wow.
mad. I was mad about because I was looking at the timer. But she was like, talk to me about your kids. Talk to me about the financial aspect. Talk to me about why you made this free, knowing that you know, you're hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, financially,
Hmm.
you're taking a hit. And we talked about all of that. And then she was like, okay, great. Hey, she was like, listen, I'm doing this story with ABC News and I want to feature you and we want to get you going on that. And hopefully you can bring some attention to what you're doing and we can shed light and you can gain traction, followers, clients, whatever works for you. I was like, that'd be dope, man. And then,
That's dope.
yeah. And then they sent me a bunch of questions, which I then had to answer and then we pre-recorded it, sent it over. They did an amazing job with the edits,
No,
and
they
then
did.
yeah, amazing job with the edits. And then it ran all day. It ran like 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. People in Texas seen it. People seen it and hit my mom and was like, "Hey, I think I seen your
Aw.
son." Well, so
That's
things
my
like
baby
that.
on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah,
She
yeah,
was hype. Your
yeah.
mom was hype.
I'm pretty sure she was. Yeah, yeah. When we talked about it, she was excited. I mean, she was excited, and she was telling me how her friends hit her up to tell her that they seen me,
Aw.
and yeah, and you know that's always a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah.
So how did you get into fitness?
Um, well, we're like 10 years in, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, you know, I'm 33 now. So when I was younger, 21, 20, you know, I was deep into football. I was playing football all day, and I was trying to go pro and yada yada yada. That I was on this football team at the time in Long Island, and this kid I met named Kyle, he started
Hmm.
training me, right? So he was on the team with me. So then I was like, hey, you know, I need a trainer. And he was like, all right, I'll train you. So then he started taking me to the gym, just training me out to get ready to
Okay.
play football and arena football and yada, yada, yada. That during the course of him training me, I was like, this is dope.
Mm.
Like I didn't have an idea that I wanted to be a trainer. I just wanted to play ball. And I was like, how does he know that my body's supposed to do this or like move like this. Like it was just like, wait, what? You know, like I'm this kid's like a guru.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I think I want to do this. Like I think I want to be a trainer. And I was like, can you teach me? Like, you know, show me. And he put me through the mud. He put me through the ringer. Not a very easy guy to please, which is why I'm probably not a very easy guy to please. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, we come from a lineage of we're purists. You know what I'm saying? So we're tough. You know what I'm saying? He's tough. He was tough on me, and but that grew me and that helped me out.
Mm.
So through that, I started moving into the training realm, and then that's when I was outside early. I was training kids at Planet Fitness gyms, yada yada yada. I got signed to play arena football for a little while, so I left training to go play arena football. I got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
came back to New York, got a job at not Planet Fitness, got a job at Bally's, became one of the top trainers at Bally's, and through that, issues happened that I ended up getting fired from Bally's, and then I ended up going independent, and that that's like
Mm.
a whole nother story. And I went independent, and it was just which was crazy because I knew I wanted to go independent at one point, but I didn't know it was going to happen like this. So what
Right.
happened was when I joined the gym, I went back to school, so I was going to York College. So I went to York College, and I'm personal training on the side and at York College. And then I'm doing so bad at school that I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like this is not for me. And I'm flunking every class. I'm
Wow.
not. I'm no, it just wasn't. You gotta understand. Like at one point, I was getting paid to play football. Because I got signed to a team in Harrisburg, PA. So I was getting paid. I lived in a condo, and all we did was play football and party. Like that's literally
Right.
all I did. And then when I got hurt, they released me. So now there's no
Mm.
more checks. There's no like I'm
Right.
frustrated.
Your
Yada
life
yada
has
yada.
changed.
Life has changed. So then when I come back home, I was like, let me go back to school. So I go back to school, and then from there, I was like, the school thing, this isn't for me. So I'm training at Bally in Queens, and then I remember that day, I was like, yo, let me ask the professor, how do I pass this class? Like, what do I have to do to pass the class? And then he was like, to be honest, you're not gonna pass. I didn't even buy the textbook for the class. Right-handed guy. Like I didn't even buy a textbook. I didn't know when the test was. I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he was like, you're not gonna pass. You're gonna have to take it again next semester. And I was like, okay. And then I walked out and I said, yo, man, I'm never coming back here again. And I was like, I'm not.
Mm.
So then I worked at Bally on Liberty, no, Jamaica Avenue, and
Okay. Queens.
I went to York College. I went to York College, and Jamaica Avenue's Bally is like two
Not
avenues
far from each
over.
other? Okay.
No, it's walking distance. So as I'm walking to the gym, I was like, all right, so what's my plan? I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna become the best trainer at this gym, and then I'm going to become the best trainer in the nation, and then I'm going to force them to promote me. Once they promote me to becoming a fitness director, I'm going to do my time as a fitness director. I'm going to then quit being a fitness director, and I'm going to go independent. Like this was my plan. Like
Mm.
I said, this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, so I get to Bali. I was new there, so I was like bottom of the top 20 trainers or some shit. And then I moved up the rank, and I become like the number one ranked trainer at the gym. So the way they rank you is like retention and how much money you bring
Okay.
in monthly. You know what I'm saying? How many clients you can sign up monthly. So I
Mm-hmm.
become number one trainer at my gym. You know what I'm saying? Then I become number one trainer across the nation, across for
Wow.
Bally's.
And
Right.
this
So
time span is how long? A couple of months, a year? How long is this?
this might have took me like a year, just a couple of years. I was in the Bally's for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I was diligent. Like
Yeah.
I
You were
started climbing
focused.
early. No,
You
it's
had a
crazy.
plan and you ended up
My
making your goal.
my life was on it. So Chris, what up? Chris trained with me at Valley. She knows.
She
So
know.
she knows them long nights, man. We used to be. She would be the last client training at like 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. She
Wow.
know them long nights over there. But anyway, so I became the number one trainer in the nation again for Bally. So what they did was they had a whole leaderboard of all the trainers across Bally. So Bally was big in Chicago, LA, New York, yada yada yada. It was like maybe 500 trainers, and I was writing so much money a month that I was ranked number
Wow.
one. Right, I was signing so many clients a month that I was ranked number one across the nation. So then what happens is I'm ranked number one across the nation. So now they promote me to fitness director. So
Mm-hmm.
see, like, so
See everything you wrote.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. So
Manifestation, y'all. I'm telling you.
they promote me to fitness director. I'm running Bally's in Tilden in Brooklyn. So I'm running Bally's in Tilden in Brooklyn, and that goes good until it doesn't. And then they fired me like 2 days before Christmas, and or 2 days before my birthday, which is 2 days before Christmas. And from there, I had to figure out what I was gonna do. And
Yeah.
and then I was like, yo, let's just go independent. I wasn't ready to go independent, but I was like, let's just go independent. And then, you know, it, the rest is almost history, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. I sat in a bar and I text every person in my phone and I said, yo, hey, I'm starting a new venture. Give me your email.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that responded back, sent me their email. I put it all in a MailChimp, and then I sent out a MailChimp out on the January 5th. I sent out a MailChimp that I'm independent. If you want personal training, hit me up. So
Mm-hmm.
I sent out a MailChimp to maybe like 400 people, 500 people, something
Wow.
like that. Yeah, at the time. And it just went crazy. My emails went berserk. Because at the same time, I was good. Like I was a really good trainer.
You were
So
number
it was like,
one. And people
right.
know that you
And
know your
people,
stuff, so they trusted you. They
right.
believed in
And
you.
we had social media, so people knew me. You know what I'm saying? At that time I was working with like athletes a little bit and I was working with like models and I had a blurb about me in double XL from working with a model. Like people knew who I
Mm-hmm.
was at this point. So me saying I'm independent wasn't super crazy. It was like, oh shit, we're out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it just took off from there, man. And I just built the house from that.
So
Yeah.
what do you see for the future for yourself? I know you said before you had set out goals. Okay, I want to be the fitness director. I want to go independent. So now, what are some of the goals you have for yourself after quarantine?
Uh, After quarantine, I don't want to say too much. Got a couple
Just
big
you have to
jokes.
say,
Right,
yeah.
got
Don't
got
don't,
got
don't say
got
it all.
got
Don't say, you want to
got a
keep
couple
some of
big
them in. Yes, yes,
right,
yes.
got a couple big jokers in the sleeve, to be honest with you. But
Oh, all right.
yeah, got some things in the sleeve. But I want to find a way to travel in the U more. We've taken interview to LA. We've been to DC. We've been to Atlanta. Shout out to the homie Ish. I think I seen her. She was here for a little bit maybe. In the U, obviously runs New York. I think it's the best class on earth, to be honest with you. And it's no offense to anybody. I just think it's the best class on earth that we embody something that you don't find in other boot camps. You know what I'm saying? There's a component, an intangible there that you won't see anywhere else.
Right.
And I think it's ready to go on tour. And I think it's ready for us to take it and see different cities with it and just turn the world on its head, man. I want to have a fitness party, man. Like this is what we're creating. You know what I'm saying? Training clients 101 is amazing, and that's going to keep going. You're hired as long as you are good. So as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, and the results are proven, and you
Mm-hmm.
see the success stories, and we knock them out the park. So outside of that, now it's time to just, you know, branch out and touch different markets now.
So, what country would you want to go to?
Oh, what country? Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Look, you're going international. I'm saying
You're
it.
right.
You're going international. So, what country would you want to go to? Let's think big.
Um, hmm, that's a good question. I probably want to go home. I want to go to Haiti. Right? I would love to go to Haiti and do something there. Throw a boot camp there, maybe a little
Mm-hmm.
resort type of thing, resort
Oh, that would
party
be
type of thing.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? I have this thing, right, where I don't have a goal to travel anywhere internationally
Mm-hmm.
until I go home first.
Mm.
It's just like a personal thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I
No, I
can't
understand.
go.
I understand you
Yeah, man,
100%.
I can't. I don't have a want to go to Barbados and Cayman Islands. It's I don't have a like I do, but I don't have a want to do that before I went home and
Have you
spent
been to
the
Haiti
money.
before?
Yeah, when I was 8, but
Okay.
right. I think me now is obviously 20 plus years later,
And
right?
yes,
So,
yesterday was what for Haiti? The celebration of
um,
what?
it's a Flag Day. Essentially, celebrating. Well, not independence because
I see, look, I see
that's
the
in
flags in the
that's.
comments.
Oh, you see it? King shit. Not Haitian Flag Day celebrating. Yeah, I'm not the greatest in this, and that's part of why I want to go home.
Mm,
So I know it's Haitian Flag Day. I know we weren't celebrating independence because that's in January. But in regards to like how this works, in regards to what we stand for and things like that, what we embody, I want more of that. You know what I'm saying? And I wanna. I'm not even great at speaking the language. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that
mm,
good. Right, but I want that time. You know what I'm saying? I want to go home and I want to spend time there and really embody that. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So how important is nutrition and fitness together? Because if you know, a lot of times I see a lot of these quick fixes where it's like, oh, if you drink this tea, you'll lose 10
Yeah. Yeah.
pounds. And that's not always the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
So, how important is it for you to have both of them in order for you to actually lose weight and have a healthier lifestyle?
Super important. I think there's a lot of misconceptions. I think we're doing a better job, but when we haven't done traditionally a great job in breaking down understanding food, right? Especially and I mainly Mac, what up, boy? I mainly speak to people of color, you know what I'm saying? And traditionally how we grew up, we didn't value food like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the nutritional sense. I
Yams,
grew up
mac
on
and cheese, fried
yeah,
chicken,
man,
all
yeah,
on
yeah.
one plate.
I grew up on school lunch, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't
Yeah.
value food like that. And we grew up and now we're learning like, hey, nutrition's key. So I would say nutrition, to be honest, is 70% of the pie chart. Fitness is the fun part. The hard part is in understanding why we're eating what we're eating. And I think once we get that down, sky's the limit at that point. You know what I'm
Right. So how
saying?
is it? So with nutrition and eating right. So with your kids, do you monitor what they eat, or you let them kind of do their
Yeah.
thing?
um, Damn, that's crazy. That's a good question. You know, at one point with my daughter, I was super anal, man. I hated anytime she ate bad and stuff
Look,
like
would you
that.
let them do the fruit snack challenge?
What, oh, will you walk away with it? Will
Yeah.
you walk away? No,
Yeah.
my son would not. He's unruly. My son is unruly. My daughter would. He's unruly though. No, well, the good part is both their moms understand nutrition a little better. Um, it kind of works. You know what I'm saying? I did take my foot off the gas though. I did take my foot off the gas.
I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll ask like my daughter like when I pick her up and stuff. She'll say, I'll be like, hey, what do you want to eat for lunch? And she'll say something like, I want a burger or like chicken nuggets and stuff. I'm like, okay. And then I'll call her mom and be like, when's the last time y'all had a burger and or chicken nuggets? And if her mom tells me like a couple days ago or like last
Okay.
week, then I'll do it. But if her mom was like, "Oh, we had it yesterday," then hell no, we're not doing that 2 days in a row. Like, no, that's not possible. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that we do stress, we have a joke, me and my daughter, about water, and
Mm,
water makes her big and strong. So she understands like to drink water all the time. And my son's mom, she's like part vegan and stuff like that. So that kind of just like lines up. My son's mom, she's pretty
okay.
healthy in that regard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are you vegan?
No, I dabble. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe when I'm around like 40, I want to move. Seriously, I mean, I'm 33. I
Okay.
got 7 years. When I get older, I want to move away from. I'll probably be more pescatarian slash vegan when I
Same.
get older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I dabble. I understand it. I think it's a great way to live. Just not for me yet. No.
Okay. And how do you feel about CMOS?
The new
You
craze.
and these
The new
laughs?
craze.
Yeah, because it's like with CMOS. So I've had CMOS before. I do feel a change when I do have CMOS in like a CMOS smoothie, or when I
Uh-huh.
put it in my tea. I do feel a difference, but I
Yeah.
haven't like got on the whole. I have to have CMOS every day. I like you said, I'll dip and dabble, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Well, I take CMOS daily for the most part. I just ran out too, so I gotta hit the plug up. But I think it's great. You know, here's the thing, right? All these things, none of these things are new,
Mm,
right?
that's true.
They're not new. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting better access to it. We're just getting you know what I'm saying? Everything goes around in a wheel. Everything.
Yeah.
Just like it's like fashion. Nutrition is like fashion, right? Like retro retro t-shirts are doper now. You know what I'm saying? Like wearing
Mm-hmm.
shirts with artists album covers are doper now. And that was something we were doing in the 90s, right? Like everything just goes around in a wheel and CMOS fits in that box. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
so I think what happens is once people establish the gel version, which we weren't really doing before, CMOS just took off because
Yeah.
it's so much more digestible. And now, you know, you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. So in regards to its benefits, it's you know, it can help with weight loss, which is obviously what most people care about. It can help with metabolism, helps with energy. In a sense, it kind of takes a lot. It helps pull the nutrients from some of your food. So at this point, like you know, when you go to the bathroom and you got waste or whatever, you retain more of that nutrients. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it can help with like skin. It can help with it can also help with like I said, weight loss, just overall health. You know what I'm saying? So it has its benefits. If somebody doesn't take CMOS, then you're not losing out per se. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But if you do, I'd rather that people are jumping on the wave of things that are healthy for us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen so many people jump on waves of things that don't serve us any purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Flat
So
tummy tea.
there you go, things like
Don't
that.
worry, I'll
Things that,
say it.
yeah, nah, I mean, remember when I had a blog? I wrote a
I
whole blog about that.
remember.
But yeah, so no, I think we're in a space where even if you're jumping on the hype of something that's positive, I, I can't be mad at that. Shit, go
Right.
ahead, nigga. Like the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah.
Yeah,
Especially with
yeah,
CMOS because it has how many minerals it has in it again? Like over 72 or something like that, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It's high. It's really high. CMOS is
Yeah.
really dope. I take CMOS. I take macaroon. I take a bunch of stuff in the morning, to be honest, and get it how you get it.
So going back to your live workout classes on Thursdays and
Yeah,
Sundays, the
yeah,
playlist,
yeah.
look, I have to millie rock in between a burpee.
Then I did my job.
Right. So,
Right.
but since I've been going to your class and when you had NAU boot camp, how
Yeah.
important was it for you to include our culture of music into your workout
Yeah.
classes?
It's the bread and butter. It's the bread and butter. I think when I started training, um, big fan of hip hop. Big fan of hip hop. And I realized that hip hop is inherently not healthy, right? Meaning
Mm.
like, they don't glorify healthy things. I knew that for a very long time. And when I decided to start doing boot camps, I said, hey, let's merge and bridge the gap between hip hop and fitness. And in doing so, let's incorporate the music here. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Let's start making this music feel synonymous with, a burpee or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
let's change the narrative here. And since in the U in the city, we've been doing that, man, where we I don't even know how to put these things in words, man. It's a blessing because it also at the same time there are a lot of gyms, a lot of boutique gyms, yada yada yada, but this one is like black. You know what I'm saying?
The greatest show
And
on earth.
the greatest show on earth, man. It is black and it's cultural and it's one of those things that it's like, like where you at. It's like a mom and pop shop. Like the people that are
You're
there and we
home.
have fun. You're home. And we utilize music to intertwine that. And I had to figure that out and we've done a great job with these playlists. So when we went virtual, it just took a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like Sundays are our no rap on Sundays and Thursdays are our trap Thursdays. So we just know how to connect the dots at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, DCSR, what does that
Oh man.
mean? And how did you come up with that?
Oh, that for anybody that doesn't know, that's a
Yes.
clothing brand.
Cause
Current
look, cause
we're
I,
getting.
I had a sticker and I stuck it by my house and
You
I
remember
still
that?
see it.
Yo, listen. Yeah,
I still see it.
I put a sticker at that big outside the Barclays outside the Barclays that big thing that was there with the train
Uh-huh.
logos and shit. And that sticker stayed for like almost a year. Somebody
See?
eventually scraped it off. For anybody that doesn't know, I created a clothing line. Oh man, we had a moment.
Yes. You had a
I'll
lot
give
of
y'all some
moments
mo.
and you still
I'll
having
give
moments though. It's not
I'll
it's
give
not the
y'all
end.
some moments, man. I'm giving y'all some moments. When's the last time you see the street team in 2018 or something like
Word.
that? And we plastered New York City with stickers, man. That's so crazy. You brought me back just now. Um, DCSR is a clothing line that I created. We're getting ready to release some stuff called
Ooh.
near the fall though, near the fall. We're
Oh,
taking
so
our
no
time.
no crop tops for the guys?
No crop tops for the guys, man. Um, See, somebody said that sticker got ripped off too. But right, so you remember that.
Hilarious.
And yeah, she had a sticker too. Everybody, it was crazy. But so it stands for decide, commit, succeed, repeat. And it's a motto, man. You make a decision in life and then you commit to that decision. You succeed at that decision, but now you have to do it again. And I don't believe in winning once, you know what I'm saying? I want it all the time. Like we have to do it again. That's the only way it sticks. I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody what's the saying? Like every garbage can gets a steak. And
Oh,
and what
that's
that means,
true.
right. Every garbage or the broken clock is at least right 2 times in a day. everybody wins at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the true test of character is how long you can stay on top of the mountain at what you're doing.
Longevity.
Right, right. I don't care about winning. I care about staying there. So that's where, make a decision, commit to your decision, succeed at that commitment, and do it again now. Right. So we've been able to do dope things. We partnered with New Balance. We've dropped a bunch of pieces. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've dropped crop tops before. We've dropped
Yep.
t-shirts. We've dropped tank tops. We put on events on the rooftop. I don't think you were there for that summer. We've done a lot of things, and I'm excited to bring it back at some point.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
could train anybody, who would it be and why?
If I could train anybody,
Anybody, celebrity, let me say any celebrity. Who would it be and why?
oh, hmm, hmm, um, cliche answer. I feel like people know me, and I'd say Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Uh,
You see how I said it
Jay,
before you even
right,
finished?
right. Jay-Z. I would definitely train Jay-Z. Right. I don't know if I only get one answer. Serena was my second answer. I would train Serena Williams if I could, and Jay-Z if I could. And
Why?
Brooklyn kid, and
Of course.
no shots to Jay. I think he could use a trainer. He doesn't age very well physically. To being honest, and no shots. You know what I'm saying? But so I think in a weird way, training Jay-Z is like preserving the legacy that we've grown up with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we grew up with that guy, so being able to work with him is amazing. And the crazy part is, I trained so many people that all have Jay-Z's number in their phone book.
Look, you almost there. You
Right
almost there.
there.
You almost there.
I trained Serena Williams. No, well, I trained Serena Williams stylist, but I
Oh,
trained
dope.
Beyonce's stylist. And I was like, oh man, so by proxy, I know Jay-Z.
That's my cousin twice
Right,
removed.
right. By proxy, I am this close to Jay-Z. And then I took a picture one day with Kareem Biggs and with Tata and all these folks one day at a party, and I was like, oh, by proxy,
I'm a little bit closer.
I'm a little closer. I'm a little closer. I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hopefully he at least knows who I am. He's not, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Right. But yeah, those are, but everybody that I train right now is amazing. And we have the time of our lives, man. We built a successful house. They know it's really strict in there, but they understand what it takes to be winners there. And that's what we do.
So speaking
Yeah.
of that, I know you're independent. So what if
Yeah.
Jay-Z came to you and he said, yo, I want you to sign with me? Would you sign?
Um, Sign with him how? Like if he was like, yo, move and
He
and
like,
and come train me?
yeah, like come train me, but I want you to take into you like on tour.
Oh, well, okay, gotcha. I wouldn't sign the entire contract away. No. I mean, like I wouldn't sign the
No,
entire
I get,
NAU
I get,
away.
I get what you're saying.
A percentage is fine,
Because
right?
NAU is your baby.
Yeah, man. And I think he'd understand that, right?
Mm.
Jay-Z's a big fan of ownership,
Yes,
right?
he is.
And I think he'd respect me for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a super funny story, right? When I started DCSR, I got approached by New Balance a little bit after. Remember when I signed a New
Yeah, I
Balance?
remember. Yeah.
I got approached by New Balance a little bit after, and New Balance was like, "Hey, we want to work with you," and yada yada yada. And I was like, "Yo, this is amazing! Like, oh my God, they had the check ready, and this is what we're gonna pay you, this, that, third." And I was like, "Oh man, this is amazing!" And it was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a photo shoot with you on like Fifth Avenue or something like that. We're gonna do a photo shoot with you on Fifth Avenue, and put you in the spread and on IG and yada yada yada." So I was gonna host classes at the New Balance store,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Okay, cool." Let's do it. And it was like, okay, so we're gonna fit you with all the mouse. What up? We're gonna fit you with all the New Balance gear, right? And I had just started DCSR,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember that day, and I was like, I would love to work with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to do this photo shoot if I can't wear DCSR in the photo shoot. And it was
And I'm
like,
glad you
what?
said that. I'm glad you spoke up.
Yeah, they was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, listen, I
I said what I
understand. Yeah, I
said.
was, yeah, and I was polite about it. I was like, I understand if this would stop the relationship. One, I was on like this high horse. I was really on my aggressive bully shit at the moment, but I still feel like that anyway. So I was like, I understand if I can't work with you guys because of this. You know what I'm saying? And they got back to me like a day later, and it was like, okay, you can wear a DCSR shirt, but you have to wear a New Balance hat. Do you mind wearing a New Balance hat? And I was like, sure, I'll wear a New Balance hat.
Sure. I
I
got what
don't
I
make hats. I don't make hats,
wanted.
right?
Look, not yet.
And right, right. And then, which is so crazy. So then we do this whole photo shoot in the middle of Fifth Avenue on the street, and I'm jumping over cars and shit. Like it's crazy. And
I
I got a
remember this
decent.
photo shoot. I remember
Yeah,
this.
right. Now, if you
Yeah.
look back to it, I got a DCSR shirt and I'm doing a New Balance photo shoot. And I was like, this is insane. And I was like, I don't even think people understand how big this is. Like, like culturally, we didn't even get it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, one day they're gonna understand. Like, this is what partnership looks like. And this is what ownership looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a company that doesn't need you. You would love to work with them and you wouldn't budge because you want to wear your brand that you created that nobody knows yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And and they respected you enough to let you do that. And I was like, yo, this is
That's
crazy. And then
important. And
nah
that's
man, and then we
very rare too. Because they could have said,
yeah,
whatever, but they said no. We believe
yeah,
in you.
yeah,
We want you to
yeah,
still rock something of ours. We want you to still be true to yourself and true to your own
yeah.
brand.
Yeah, and then I did a boot camp in Atlanta. They were selling DCSR shirts in Atlanta in the New Balance store in Atlanta. It was crazy. I made them do a boot camp with me in the city where we did it for sorority girls, and they sponsored it and they committed money and we donated money to Girls Who Code. This is a couple of years ago. And yeah, and it was just amazing. So we had a great thing going, me and New Balance when we were present. Yeah.
So you collab with New Balance and who else? What other brands have you collabed with?
We've worked with Nike before. We've worked with New
Okay.
Balance. We've worked with independent brands. I think those our two biggest brands are Nike and New Balance, unless I'm missing somebody. Don't take offense to it. But yeah, so we worked with those guys. We had some stuff on the table. We have stuff. There's always, you know how this goes. There's always stuff on the
Yeah.
table. Some things don't fall through, or whatever the case may be. We worked with. How could I forget? We worked with uh, Adidas, where they gave us a bunch of hoodies in to sponsor a class that I pitched for Trayvon Martin, and everybody had to work out in a hoodie during that class, and you know it's hot as hell in that room. But Adidas thought it was an amazing message, and I thought it was an amazing message, and we went through with that. Yeah,
So let's talk about that because you did for Black History Month, I know usually you'll have like maybe 5 minutes dedicated to our fallen soldiers, somebody who has
yeah,
passed away
yeah,
due to police brutality or just like for our culture. How
yeah.
important is it for you for us to do that while we're in class and for you to honor those who have died, either by police brutality or just
Yeah.
in general? How important is that for you?
Um, Huge. I think because I use class as an outlet. I don't class for me isn't about push-ups and burpees and jumping. Like that's secondary. Like I don't care about that as much as I care about expression, as much as I care about finding your best self. It's called the inner you for a reason. As much as I care about you finding a moment in life that is difficult and realizing that there's harder things than
Mm-hmm.
this, right? And we started doing that where we would end class with that moment where, and during Black History Month, where we would pay homage to anybody that was like murdered by a cop or something of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. And the class had to do a burpee for each name that I would call out, right? It'd be Trayvon Martin, it'd be Felice Castillo, you know what I'm saying? It'd be
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bland, and it'd be all those things. And I
It
remember the
was a
first
deep
time
moment.
oh man,
I
the first
know,
time I did it,
yeah.
I remember people were crying. It was a thing, you know what I'm saying? It was a thing. And yeah, that was probably one of the most fulfilling things I think I've ever done. Because you know, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. That's the thing about this class. I think that's why this class has found what it, you know, the stride that it's found is because we understand that while we're here
Mm-hmm.
and while we're going through what we're going through, we're privileged,
Because we still have our
right?
life.
Yeah, man. We have the ability to be here.
Yeah,
You have the ability to pay
absolutely.
$20 to come to the city. You have the ability to take class on your laptop during this virtual stuff or whatever, right? This is a level of privilege.
Yeah.
And while we don't have like $1 billion and the greatest level of freedom in regards to our time, and we work for these jobs and social construct, in the layer of this, we have privilege. And we have more privilege than somebody else right now. Just us sitting here, the people who are able to sit here and watch us, we are right now,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, loosely better than somebody else in the scheme of
Absolutely.
life. And I know that. So I figure that we're going to use this class as a way to give back. Because if we don't do that, we have done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we've just used the
Mm-hmm.
level of being elitism and privileged and classist, and we get to go to our fancy class and we get to go get mocha matais after, and we get to go home, and there are people with bigger problems. And I realized that for a long time. And I said, this class cannot run on just working out, right? Like it
Yeah.
can't be that. So what have we done, right? You've seen it, right? We've donated book bags. We've donated books. We've raised money to give
Kids'
kids
school supplies,
private
right?
school supplies and clothing. And we've done food drives. We've done clothing drives. We've altruism is the key to life. So we've done. Mike, what's up, bro? Can I please get a record for class? And we've done so many things, and this is what it's supposed to be. Because without that, we do nothing. And I
Right.
think that people understand that, right? You take a situation like this pandemic, and I'm not in the position to, like, I'm not in the same position financially, and all these things have shifted. We get that, but we still took a week to say, yo, we're going to raise money for the Apostles Soup Kitchen and donate money to
Mm-hmm.
give so people can eat. I think it was set where like every $2 that got donated would feed one person. We raised $250, and I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like this is insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is a
Mm-hmm.
free class. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
running a free class. I'm not
And you
going
don't
to
have to
another
do
place.
it, but
I
you're
don't have
sharing
to
your
do it.
gift with us
Which
because you know
I
how
mean,
important it is for us to
yeah,
just
man.
come together. Because, like you said, sorry to cut you off. Like you said, you don't know what the other person is going through in their home, but you're giving
Right,
us
right.
something to look forward to just for an
Yeah,
hour where we could
yeah,
work
yeah.
out and still be healthy and still just feel like I'm here, I'm alive, I'm present.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I felt like we needed that. And I knew that I could go take my platform and go to like Zoom or go to some paywall system. And it's no knock against any trainer, because trust me, when I had to make the decision, it was a hard decision to make. It was like, do we go over to a paywall to make sure that we can feed our kids?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we trust the system and keep this class free because people need it for their social, their mental, their spiritual health? And then make it a donation base so people support how they can support. So one hand washes the other, right? Like I'm able to
Mm-hmm.
put 150, 200 people in the class, 175 people in the class,
Look, the
which is
house be
insane.
full. I have to move
Ain't
over to get my mat down on the floor. Like, hello, excuse me. I was
listen,
here first.
ain't no house like it, man, and I stand by it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let's just trust the system, man, and we put it together, and it's been a blast, man. I know Kat complains every week, but she's there every
But
week, so
look, she be in there with me every day.
yeah,
I'm
man.
like, Kat, it's Thursday. What's up? We in there. All
Right.
right.
No, she get busy. She get busy. I don't sleep on the homie Cat.
She
Yeah,
does. So I started like this meditation. I'm on my 16th day. I've been doing it for
yeah.
going on to 21 days. And today it was,
Congratulations.
thank you. Today I am grateful for blank. And I had to fill in the blank. So
Okay.
today you are grateful for fill in the, you can have say as many things, people, whatever as you want. But today you are grateful for what?
Today I am grateful for I can give you a sentence. Like,
Yeah.
what's that?
What?
Oh,
Look,
okay.
this is your
Uh,
show,
all right. Yeah. There's that. I'll put a house logo here.
right?
Okay. All right. All right. Today I am grateful for the ability to impact people that I've never met, and you know, that's I don't take that for granted. Like that's insane. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the ability to, every time we do a class and then somebody's like, yo, man, I'm from Oklahoma, I'm from Texas, Florida, whatever, whatever.
Hmm.
Where have I seen? I've seen like Bali and stuff. Like I've seen Morocco, I've seen Norway, I've seen Canada, I've seen like the ability to work with people that I may never meet
Yeah.
is insane.
Sane.
I can't like someday like I'm telling you, it's insane. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Like that these people trust me. And the ability to be trusted is huge as well. You know what I'm saying? You trusting me to spend your hour with me. And I always like I say, I promise you a show and I'm going to give you a show and we're gonna leave here better than we came here. And we've been able to do that.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So before we close out,
Yeah.
tell people again about the live workout classes. If they want to train with you one-on-one, just give everybody the information now.
Yeah, in regards to one-on-one training, the pool is closed until next month. I apologize. All slots are booked. But
Heard you booked and busy. Okay.
listen, man, listen.
It happens. It
Um,
happens.
listen, man. When you play with skill, good luck will happen. So, thank you, Queen.
Thank you.
So right. Um, oh yeah, to find me. So boot camp is every Sunday, every Thursday on Instagram. Just follow the page. We are going to find a better way to market this outside of IG. I need a couple different methods. We're working on it. But to if you're interested in getting on the waiting list, no offense, to personal training 101, you can DM me at quantumleapfitness@gmail.com. I do open the pool back up in June. The month of May is a wrap. As part of the boot camp. It's a free boot camp, the greatest show on
It
earth, man. And,
is.
and and I don't say this in hyperbole. I don't say this in just literally trying to talk shit. Even though
We
I think
had
we can.
Zushella.
Listen,
Look,
I
I
forgot,
coined
yo.
it.
You
Zushella. We
yeah,
was in
you did
there.
coin it. We had Zeus Cella coined by you. Moan coined Zeus. Listen, she coined Zeus Cella. That's top three classes
Yes.
that we've done. Right, right. We had a gospel class the other day. People would say that's number
Yes.
one, but Zeus Cella
Stella was lit.
has you coined that, right? They cut me off. They cut
I
me off. They
know.
clipped me. Then we came right
We came
back, and
right
then
back.
the room went back to like 200 people,
No,
and
it
then
was lit.
it was crazy, and it went back to like 200 people,
Yes.
and then we just went back to work, and it was so Zeus Cella, man, that might be my favorite class. Zeus Cella might be my favorite class. Yeah. So, but I think we have the greatest show on earth, and it's every Sunday, every Thursday. This Thursday we go on tour. We go on tour. We are announcing our first tour stop. We are going on.
Oh.
Yeah, we are going on a virtual tour,
Exclusive,
and
exclusive. Major
right,
key
right. You heard
alert, major key
you
alert. You
heard
heard it
you
first.
heard it here first, man. We are
Hey.
going on a virtual tour where we're going to be touching different regions and playing music from different regions. Listen, listen, somebody steals this idea, just remember y'all heard it here first, right? We're going to be
Okay.
going different regions, and somebody touches different regions, and we're going to be playing music from different places, and it's going to be insane. And we are going to have that soca Afrobeats day, and we're going to that region.
Oh.
So we're going to have a Caribbean class. We're going to the Caribbean. Right. We're going everywhere, and this Thursday, 12 noon on Instagram, and then following Sunday we have no rap on Sundays where it's only R&B or gospel or anything in that vein.
Dope. So, Irv, I
Yep.
just want to say thank you so much for taking
Thank
time out
you.
of your day to do this interview with me.
Thank you.
But
Yes.
also, I want to say, like I said earlier, thank you for getting me back into working out. Because legit, Irv, I work out 5 to 6 times a week.
Right.
You
Right.
remember the last
Right. I
time I
know.
did that? I was like 20, look, 22. I'm pushing
You ain't even
31
do that
now.
when you was training with me. When you
Uh-oh.
was
Okay,
training
all
with me,
right,
you
all
ain't
right,
do
all
that.
right, all right, all
You
right.
ain't
We're
do
not
that then.
we're not even
Right.
gonna talk about that. But
No, but no, I'm
I
I'm
just want
I'm
to say I,
happy
I
about
I
that,
I
man.
really thank you for that because you have really pushed me. And even when we do the
Yeah.
virtual workouts live,
Yeah.
I be in the comments like, I do not want to do a
Yeah.
burpee.
Yeah.
And you just be in the
Yeah.
comments
Yeah.
laugh like, ha, y'all gonna do this burpee right now, okay?
Yeah. 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 That's why I spend so much time like talking directly to y'all
Cause I feel
on the
you look at me
camera,
in my
man.
eye like,
Yeah,
Seymone, if
I'm
you don't
looking
if you
at
don't get
every
up.
single one of y'all. Right. I'm looking at every single one of y'all, man. And I'm glad that we set the tone, man. We set the
No,
tone.
definitely.
We take over the Sunday high noon, and we put on the blackest show on earth at the most segregated hour, right?
With I fist up. Like
Well,
what
I
up?
fist up. Listen, man. That's what it be like in there. You know what I'm saying? So,
It does.
yeah, Sunday we take over, and then we come back on Thursday. Yeah,
Exactly. Well, Irv, thank you
yeah.
again. I appreciate
Thank
everybody
you.
that came
Yes,
through to watch this interview. I'm going to
yes,
post
yes.
it on my page, but
Bet
I
that.
want to see everybody on Thursday and Sunday because y'all going to die with me. All right?
Yes, ma'am. All right, we're gonna put out a flyer for it. All right,
Yes. All right, y'all.
all
Everybody
right.
have a good night. Again, thank you, Irv.
No, yes, ma'am.
See
Appreciate you.
y'all.
All right, guys.